Using throwaway BC, it's a bit fucked. And also, the subject is probably on Reddit. The most extreme revenge I've ever taken may have driven the target out of the country. It was on the ex-friend who sexually abused me. Hundreds of times in high school. I was 14, 15 at the time, and he was well over age of consent. But I was ahead for my year, and so we ended up in the same math class. We'd been friends for about a year at that point, and he was fairly popular in the circles we both ran in, mostly musical. So I felt pretty great that he found me cool enough to hang out with. He was charming and a really funny guy. We got along great. So when we were allowed to choose our year-long seating, 2-person desks facing toward the front, and he asked to sit with me in the back row, I was excited and agreed. The teacher coached school sports, and so would usually leave after teaching the lesson to let us have work time. Unfortunately, at the time, the school had a reputation for protecting high-performing students from allegations. So when he started touching me, I had no recourse but to just kinda take it until the lesson was over while praying nobody saw, and then go hide in the bathroom as soon as the teacher left. It started over the clothes, and only some days, but escalated over the couple months until it was a daily thing. I started skipping class fully. He wanted to come with me and pushed about which bathroom I went to. I told him I was in there cutting myself, true, in hopes that he'd be disgusted, put off, but he would just try to touch the cuts, when I inevitably had to come back to class. He would imply that he'd tell people I wanted it, and I was scared he'd do that if he said no, or hurt me because I was severely anorexic at the time, and he would have been able to overpower me. It went on for months until I attempted suicide in midwinter and was hospitalized for 2 weeks. I told him what happened over text after I got out, hoping he might understand and stop. But when I came back to school, he went back to doing it just like before. It went on for several more months. He started dating my friend during that time until the school was switched to online for COVID lockdown, which was the only thing that stopped him. Later, a girl at school outed one of the guys he was friends with as a rapist, and he reached out to tell me he didn't mean to, and not to tell anyone BC, my GF at the time, would call it cheating. He then reached out to her anyway, and told her his side without telling me. I had not said anything about it to anyone at that point, but eventually told my therapist, who I found out was a mandated reporter. I didn't pursue the case because there wasn't enough evidence, so all that was put in was the report. However, I felt like I had to warn my friend because she was still dating him. So I told her, and she stayed with him. I had to transfer schools after that, because the idea of being in person with him again was giving me panic attacks. And I didn't know if he told people in our classes. If it was his word over mine, he had the popularity to be believed. So I just didn't want to know. Fast forward about 2 years, just as everyone was waiting to hear back on applications, I hear from his now ex-GF and my ex-friend telling me she dumped him because he was getting weird with her and showed me a message of him detailing everything he did to me. Stupidly, he sent them from his Instagram account. She told me she sent those screenshots to his colleges, and I found out he was rejected from Juilliard and his top schools. We left HS, me for work, him for community college, and I figured that was that. I would have reached out to his parents or something, but his dad was an abusive alcoholic, and I draw a line at setting someone else up to be abused. The next year, though, my PTSD had only gotten worse, and I ended up reaching out to his current school dean and all the teachers of his I could find online, with the same screenshots and the number for the report my therapist made. Given the age discrepancy, what he did would be considered rape of a minor. I didn't follow up on my emails, but he switched schools. The next year, having been in therapy for some time, I was less angry. Until I wasn't. I reached out to his friends at his new school with the screenshots of him confessing to it and the "don't tell anyone because I said sorry already" letter. I didn't follow up, but he moved to New York. I tried not to think about it and move on, which I did to some extent. The therapy helped. But shit like that sticks with you. A year and a half after that, I saw he got a boyfriend. I knew I couldn't do this forever, but I sent him the screenshots and letter anyway. More out of concern than anger, the BF had a younger brother that was the same age as I was when he abused me. They broke up. Now it's been 2 years. His social media is still public. And my friend told me they saw he was applying to musical conservatories in our state. I'm in a better place now than I've been in the past. I'm truly not angry with him anymore. But I draw the line at him going to school in my city. I just sent the same pics to the conservatories near me that he applied to. The same city as the police report was made. I didn't follow up, but the friend told me he was probably taking an offer for one in Canada. I am not from Canada, and frankly don't care to pursue it out of the country. He also deleted or privated all his social media accounts and cut ties with his friends still back here in the States, who knew even if they didn't care. It's been 5 years. With therapy, my PTSD is finally manageable, so I think it's finally coming to the end of my little exposure campaign. I never pressed charges and still don't plan to, but I never told him that. And the statute of limitations doesn't expire for 15 more years. That's plenty of time to consider his actions and wonder if I'll change my mind. As for me, I'm done with the whole thing. I got the vengeance I wanted for my 14-year-old self, who thought suicide was the only way out. I got my point across. I burned his bridges and his prospects in this country. And I protected the little brother of his ex-boyfriend. I don't care what happens to him now, but I hope he spends the rest of his life getting his shit together and never doing it to anyone else again. Maybe it was extreme, but I feel no pity or regret for doing it. Just closure. If you got to the end, congrats. Never told this whole story in one place before. And CM, if you're reading this, enjoy Canada. You're lucky I got bored.